Alright, so when we left off, I was just gotten done talking about the Cold Steel Trail Boss. Now, at that point, it was just time to possibly update the type of ferrule rod that I use. And since I didn't use the magnesium portion of the magnesium bar, I decided just to go with a straight ferrule rod and do away with the whole magnesium portion of it. You all have seen the kind that I carry. Okay. Get these in multiple locations all over the internet. I happen to get these off of Dave Canterbury's site. The other one that I use is, you just seen it in a video the other day, and I like it. This thing throws really good sparks. I've seen some other videos where it talks about how the striker has actually come loose and got lost. It seems to be in there pretty strong, but who knows, only time will tell. And I don't use this one on a daily basis. This one I keep in a bag as a redundancy. This one I use pretty much every single day. I really don't use a lighter anymore. I pretty much use just these just so that I can stay in practice. So after that, I pretty much had updated, all my gear, but I got into making the sheaths and things like that, and I got to talking to a guy on Facebook, and we've actually become pretty good friends. And he was talking to me a little bit about, the Trailhawk and how he wanted me to make a cover for it and everything else. So I went ahead and purchased it because I've always wanted to try to, to give a Tomahawk a try just to see if I like it. So I went ahead and bought the Cold Steel Trailhawk. Now, it too did not come with a cover, so this is the cover that I made for it, as well as the guy that sold me on this thing, as well as the belt loop. Now, the Trailhawk was definitely rough when I first got it. It was definitely not like the Trail Boss in the fact that I didn't have to do a whole lot, because I did. The edge was very dull. I had to spend quite a long time trying to get a good edge on there, and I finally did get a good edge on there. It's not quite hair rate or hair sharp, or gee, I can't talk. It's not quite hair shaving sharp, but it definitely gets the job done. I plan on putting up some more videos of the in action, where I'm actually putting it through the ringer. The other thing that I didn't like about it was the handle that it came with, and the fact that the thing that held the head onto the handle was a set screw. I wanted it to be held on by friction and everything else like they're supposed to be, and that wasn't the case. When you took the set screw out, the handle or the head would fall off the handle, and I hated it. So I went ahead and cut and carved out a new handle for it, fire hardened it, and all that fun stuff. Now, if you're a part of my Facebook group, Wolf's Custom Shoes, then you'd probably seen a post on there where I mentioned that if you are going to fire harden your wood and things of that nature, it's a good idea to go ahead and put some tallow on there, or a good tallow substitute. Lard works just fine too, but cover your wood in that before you put it over your fire. That way the heat really penetrates into the wood, and it will make that wood even harder than what it normally would if you just simply fire harden it. Now, like I said, I went ahead and I did away with the hatchet, thinking that I could probably get by with the Becker BK2. But the thing I was having a hard time with was, when I grew up and how I grew up, you didn't use your knives to baton or split wood, things of that nature. You did that as a last resort. And so I had a hard time doing it with this knife, even though this knife does it, and after it does it, it smiles and wants you to do it some more. This is a mean knife. But I decided to go ahead and purchase another hatchet. Now, after seeing a couple videos on YouTube on this thing, as well as doing some reviews and things of that nature, I went ahead and picked one up. You can get it at Walmart. Fiskars. Okay. Haven't even opened it yet. If you look up online, you can find some reviews on these things. There's actually a destruction test of one of these things that Viet Normo puts up, where he doesn't, but somebody else in the video beats the soup out of this thing, and it takes a beating before this synthetic finally breaks. And the things that they were doing to the axe, you never in a million years would do anyway. Now, that's not me criticizing him for doing it, because I appreciate that he did that. He did that with his own money and his own product. He went to the store, he bought it, he destroyed it so that we could figure out if we wanted to use it. So I'm not going to criticize him in the least for doing that. But what he did, we would never actually do. So I do not believe that this thing will fail, but I'm going to beat the tar out of it and see if it will. This thing is probably the sharpest hatchet or axe that I've ever seen straight out of the store. But I have no doubt that this thing can get just as sharp as that Mora right there. I do believe that I can get this hatchet that sharp. So, that pretty much concludes it, guys. Like I said, remember that in the future, we do not need to spend $100, $200, $300 on products. We can get good quality products at a fraction of the cost, as long as you do your homework and know what to look for. So, if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Have a good one, guys.